Now, News Extra on KNEB, brought to you by Gering Civic Center. And with our program, here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. We're going to talk about Nebraska Wildflower Week. And this year, it's part of the sesquicentennial activities that are going on around the state. It's Nebraska 150 Wildlife Week. We have Leann, Sato, and Amy Seiler here, some very good people to tell us what's going on with this week. And I guess right off the bat, we'll let Leann talk about this big event on June 8th over in Scottsbluff. And it's called It's a Green Thing over at the Guadalupe Center, right?
Right. Thanks, Kevin. So, yes, we've got the parking lot party. It's a green thing at the Guadalupe Center on Thursday from 4 to 9. We'll be in the east side parking lot. Talking about the center's new pollinator garden. We'll also have some booths out there. We've got some authentic Mexican food going to be out there. And
that'll be good.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And we're also going to be featuring some activity booths focusing on pollinators and pollinator gardens. We've got some beautiful speakers coming in on the Nebraska state flower, the goldenrod, and pollinator plants, wildflowers.
Okay.
So it's going to be pretty fun. Activities for the kids, and also just people. We have the Nebraska Statewide Arboretum. Their expert horticulturists will be out here, and they just have such an extensive knowledge of our Western plants that if people are curious maybe how to use them medicinally or just in different foods, there will be a wealth of knowledge, and I think people will have a really fun time learning from these experts.
Okay. Why do we celebrate, I guess, this particular thing? I mean, most people would say, why do we celebrate Wildflower Week, you know?
Since we're on the Great Plains, wildflowers are something that we can appreciate and enjoy for their beauty, but more importantly, they really used those plants a lot when this area was first settled. They used them for just calming agents. They helped with sick stomachs, that helped just kind of ease some types of pain. And so these plants, not only were they beautiful, but they really benefited those early settlers when they didn't have a lot of other ways to make them feel better. Plus, they actually were a good food source for folks as they were coming out here.
Really? Okay, so I learned some things about that today. So, like I said, you guys have a number of activities going on. We have the event over at the Guadalupe Center, and maybe when we talk about a pollinator project or a rain garden pollinator project, Leann, what exactly does that mean?
So the pollinator project in the rain garden is to help with stormwater management. And the center has done a lot of work lately on rerouting their water from their center. And so as part of that, they installed the Green Infrastructure Rain Garden. And there's some different plant varieties and some different techniques that go into making that an effective management technique. And so they're really excited to share that knowledge and information.
All right, very good. We'll be talking about, we're going to take a break here, then we're going to talk about a number of other things that are going on in the whole entire area, Gering, Crawford, even over up in Chadron right after this.
Talk about experience. The Gering Civic Center has hosted over 1 million satisfied attendees in its 23-year history. We are going the extra mile every day to ensure every event goes off without a hitch. Ask anyone that has hosted an event at the Gering Civic Center, and they will tell you that our staff goes the extra mile to meet their needs. We are professional hosts who make sure everything is taken care of. Call 436-6888 or visit GeringCivicCenter.com and like us on Facebook.
We're back on News Extra. We have Leann Sato and Amy Seiler here to talk about Wildflower Week events. I have a hard time saying that. Here in western Nebraska. And that's coming up this, matter of fact, this week as part of the Nebraska 150th. And we were mentioning the big event over at the Guadalupe Center. It's 4 to 9 over in their parking lot on Thursday, June 8th. But one of the things we did not mention Leann, was the plant sale, right?
Right. Nebraska State Arboretum does what we call the Great Plant Sale every year, and it features plants that we cannot find in nurseries locally. So it's a great opportunity to find some unique species that do well, that are part of our sustainable Western Nebraska, that would do well in our Western Nebraska landscape.
Okay, very good. Let's talk about things going on June 9th. We got the High Plains Prairie Garden Planting Project. That's over at the Legacy of the Plains Museum. And that's, for about an hour over there, right?
That's going to be for about an hour. We would invite anybody that would like to come out and help volunteer. We always try to do a little planting out there and incorporate some of the plants that our early settlers would have seen as they homesteaded out here. And so we will be doing a small planting up by the entrance of the building, and it will again feature some colorful wildflowers and a lot of grasses.
And then there looks like their downtown plaza tour, 11 to noon, maybe even show some plants over in that area too, right?
Correct. We'll be doing a little bit, showcasing a little bit of the downtown area there and what our plans are for that area.
And then we move over to Crawford, Fort Robinson Wildflower Hike. Fort Robinson, one of my favorite places to go. And you have some wonderful things there going on in the evening on June 9th over near Crawford.
Sure. So at 5 o'clock, you want to meet at the Crawford Community Building, and folks can carpool out to Fort Robinson, where Jenny Nixon, who is an extension educator up in Sioux County, along with Justin Evertson and Bob Henriksen with the Nebraska Statewide Arboretum, you will all just kind of venture out into the hills and learn many of the wildflowers that are growing up there in Fort Rob. It's going to be beautiful because we've had so much moisture this year, and I'm always blown away by the plant knowledge that these people have. So if you've been curious what is something as you've gone on a hike, these people can answer that question for you.
Yeah. And Leann, the moisture this year, I mean, obviously it's helped quite a bit. I mean, we've had several years in a row here where it's really been perfect weather for wildflowers, isn't it?
It's been really gorgeous the last few years with the moisture that we've had, and right now is, in my opinion, a perfect time to go out. We have the vibrant colors on the prairies right now, complemented by the summer sunshine, so the colors really pop, and it's gorgeous out there.
Okay, some of the other things we should talk about real quick. Up at Chadron State College, this landscape tour and pollinator garden planting 9 to noon on June 10th, which would be Saturday.
Yes. Up there, again, the Nebraska Statewide Arboretum folks will be there, but also Lucinda Mays, who is the horticulturist at Chadron State College, will be there as well, and she is phenomenal. If people haven't had the opportunity to hear her speak, you actually have the opportunity to work alongside her, helping to install a garden, and she can talk soils with you, plants with you, just life with you, and it will be an incredibly enjoyable experience.
Finally, June 10th near Gehring, the Wildflower Walk 9 to 11 over at the Wildcat Hills Nature Center. The walk will focus on wildflower and ways to identify them. Bring your water and hiking shoes, 1 mile hike. It's absolutely free. Real quick, we only got about 30 seconds. Leann, what can you say about that? That
will be a gorgeous hike. Also, Amanda Philippi will be your tour guide on that one, and she is incredibly knowledgeable and a lot of fun to work with.
All right. It's free with a Nebraska State Park permit. Okay. So those are all the things going on Wildflower Week here in Nebraska. We appreciate Leann Sato and Amy Seiler coming in to tell us all about it. Thanks, gals. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.